British Gangster paperbacks. Hi, I'm Gary Lovisi, and I'm going to share with you one of my passions in paperback book collecting, the Gangster paperbacks, crime, good girl art paperbacks published by the Mushroom publishers in the 1950s. In England and throughout Britain, in the late 40s and the 50s, there was paper rationing, and there was a lot of paperback publishing where a lot of fly-by-night outfits, and they're termed mushroom publishers because they sprang up like mushrooms and then they just disappeared overnight, published a whole array of paperback, digest-sized type paperbacks. They published a lot of science fiction. Some of it was schlock science fiction, but they also published a lot of and westerns. But they also published a lot of crime paperbacks, private eye, gangster stuff, kind of modeled on Spillane, Hammett, and Chandler, and that kind of style. Tough guy gangsters, and they were usually American reporters or American private eyes, came to England, and or stories that took place in the United States in cities like New York, Chicago, San Francisco. And they had great cover art, outstanding, sexy, good girl cover art, really cool titles. They're really interesting books. They're very scarce and nice condition, and they're very collectible. And here's just a few a few of them. There's probably, all told, Tom Lesser would know this better than I, probably about 2,000 all told of these gangster paperbacks. It includes Hank Jansen, Griff, and all the other tough guy names, where there were so many published in each series. They weren't published in numbered series by the publishers like Scion, Milestone, Curtis Warren, but they were published in the series by the author's name, and they had some of the authors were pseudonyms also. But we're going to take a look at some of the really nice ones now. I think you'll be able to get a kick out of it. And I'm just going to turn these around and get my glasses on so I can read and see what's going on. Otherwise I'm as blind as a bat. And first one is Too Good for the Poor by Nat Carter. With every sinew tensed, Carter again tears back the veil that covers America's gangland. And this is typical of them. They all had sexy girls on the cover. They had tough guy titles. They had names of authors who, they just made up these names, and they were like, I don't know where they got them. The books were kind of digest size paperbacks. This one has actually information about one of the next book in the series, but most of them had ads in the back for quitting smoking and things like that. Next one is a Scion, So Deep the River by Danny Spade. Should I do two of these together or three?
Yeah, two I think is good.
Okay.
Get a better look at
and you see, like, this is not great condition, but to find these in any condition is pretty lucky. They had How to Stop Smoking on the back, so this is like a weird thing. You don't see that in American paperbacks advertisements on the back of the book, unless it's for another book in the series, but not for other things that they're selling. Ben Sardo, Pindi and the White Slaver. White slavery was a big
genre,
big topic. Prostitution. It was another byword for prostitution. This Archer Press, I don't know how this got in here. This is a Heed cover. Sultry Love. Kind of a noirish kind of thing. Next one is Dave Steele. It's a Gaywood Press. Death is a Dame. And I'm not sure if that's a Heed cover or not. Ben Sardo did a lot of Miss Otis books. And this one is Miss Otis number 7 in the new series, Miss Otis Desires. Miss Otis number 3, Miss Otis Hits Back. Miss Otis Hits Back. She's got to find some clothes, though. Ace Capelli is another one of these tough guy Italian-named authors. The Ace Capelli books are pretty good. This is a really beat-up copy of a real scarce one. It's The Setup by Ace Capelli. Not as nice shape as I wish, but it's just I'm happy to have it because you can't find them. MC Publications didn't really do gangster books. They did crime, but this is a pretty nice one. Death Preferred by D. Leonard. This is a nice one. It's another Scion book. Evie Was No Lady by Ricky Drayton. This is another Scion. John Spencer. John Spencer was another company that did a lot of these science fiction and Gangster Digest, and then later they became Badger books. And this is an early one. This is Hit the Jackpot by Rick Madison. These are all early to mid 50s, might be a few late 40s in with it. Milestone was another company that really did some nice books. Really nice cover art, and they look beautiful in mint shape. Unfortunately, finding them in mint shape is tough. You can see the difference on these two. Here's a Milestone book, Touch and Go by Lou Della. Great cover art. Not a great copy. Here's the back covers. They advertise other books in the series. Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. I have that one. That's a nice cover. And here's another Milestone. A little better condition. At Dead of Night by Nick Pirelli. And it's a lot nicer condition, even though we've got the crease here and here. And this is just general. It's got a crease, the same crease. It's got general wear, but you can see how the Milestone cover art is superior to a lot of the books, and they really had nice covers. They were really nice books, and these books in very good plus or whatever near fine condition are really these are not would really go for some nice money because they're really scarce and collectible in nice condition like that. Here's another Scion, Crazy to Kill by Duke Linton, which is a Ferrari cover. And the guy that did the Ferrari covers, he signed Ferrari, was also did covers under the name of Gomez and a few other names. This is Dames Play Rough by Johnny Greco. I'm going to move these down. And then we're going to go through another stack. Modern Fiction, MF publication. Modern Fiction did a lot of great stuff. A lot of Griff paperbacks, which you're not going to see now, but we will see in the future. This is Hijacker's Lady by Ben Sardo with a pearl cover. Pearl was a really good girl art, gangster cover artist. He wasn't as good as Heed, but on his best days he put out some outstanding covers. This is about average for him. Some of his covers are a little cruder. Some of them are much better. He's a very collected artist for his gangster covers. This is another Scion. The Lady Says When by Dale Amber. This is signed, but I can't make out the name. It's Barb or Bard or something. Nice cover though. Beautiful book too. Here's a nice one. Another Scion. It's Hell's Bells by Ricky Drayton. Beautiful. A great sexy girl cover and a great copy, condition-wise. I mean, it's just beautiful. This one, next one, not so much. This is The Lady is a Tramp by Hyman Zor. Is a Scion American thriller. And this is a book I always wanted to read. maybe to reprint, because I think it's a really good hard-boiled crime book, and someday I will read it. The previous owner put a star here, and then they gouged out the price, but you know, that's the way it goes sometimes. Snake Hips is a Ben Sardo special crime novel. Another Scion book, Easy Come, Easy Go by Al Boca, who was Beavis Winter. I'm not sure who the publisher was here. Tough on a Corpse by Nick Rosso. This is a nice condition copy. Barrington Gray. And it's Red Ice by Chris Wheatley. That's Red Ice. This is a Folds Press from Scotland, actually, Edinburgh. Red Tide by Al Morelli. And the next one is Gannett Press, another British mushroom publisher. Dames Fry 2 by Dick Hudson. This is a cool cover. It's a nice one. This is another Scion, City Limit Blonde by Al Boca, with another Ferrari cover. And this is another Scion, It's Your Funeral by Al Boca. Again, this Beavis Winter, and this is a Ferrari cover. Both of these are signed Ferrari, who also signed his name Gomez. Next one is a Scion, The Ladies for Killing by Brad Shannon. Another Ferrari cover. That's a really, really nice, sexy cover. And it's Ferrari. You can see, like, he had different kind of quality on his art. Some of it's is kind of much more rough looking, kind of brutal. This is kind of really softer and sexier. So that's one of my favorites. Nice cover. Next one is Call Girl by Pete Costello. And the last one is, this is a Merv Watson, Main Drag by Hans Vogel. They published some of these when they were getting into trouble, you could see, with the sexy covers on these gangster books. So what happened was, for a while there, some of the Hank Janson books and some of the other books, they, the Hyman Zor and the Hans Vogels and others, and Hank Jansons, they used silhouettes and they used different things to show the sexy girl on the cover, but they didn't want to show the actual artwork because it was getting them in trouble, and there were court cases and stuff with some of this stuff. And unfortunately, some of the great covers that would have been, we missed out on. But there's about 2,000 of these British gangster, hard-boiled crime, mushroom publisher paperbacks, and they're really cool, really interesting. I've read a bunch of them, and they're pretty good, actually. They're pretty good. Even a lot of them were written by guys whose private eye is in New York or San Francisco or Chicago, solving cases against the mob and stuff, but they'd never been like west of London before or something. They were just from London, from England. But cool books, and if you see them, get them and enjoy them. And I hope you enjoyed this look at just a sampling of some of these books. And if you did, give us a thumb up and a likes, and thank you for looking. See you next time.